Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. This is Harry Cruz here for part 3 of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Just to continue where we left off, hope everyone is doing well today. Let's continue. So, last time we were in the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, we just pulled the right hand lever and went through the gate. And we're now looking at a junction on whereby we can either go west or east. So, as you can see here, we've got a save there, and we're going to be continuing. Several meters up the passageway, you arrive at a junction where you may either turn west or east. Set in the rocks in the north wall is a small recess where you may safely rest. After taking a moment to recover your strength, you look at the two paths before you. You may either set off either eastwards or westwards. So, which way do we go? Should we try westwards? Yeah, let's go west. You walk westward along the passageway. After 50 meters or so, the way turns northwards. 2 or 3 paces up the passage, you hear crumbling beneath your feet, and you try to leap back as the ground gives way. Test your luck. Now the luck system here, I'm just going to bring up the backpack now. We're currently on 17 out of 20 stamina, 11 skill, and max luck being 12. We've got 9 provisions, a potion of invisibility, and a potion of fortune. We've got a sword, leather armour, and the crescent shield, which we found in the armoury in part 2, and that gives us a likelihood whereby if we are in a battle and we roll a 6, we may be able to reduce or increase our damage depending, so it's a bit of an unusual one. We've also got 25 gold pieces, the Dragonfire spell, and the silky black glove, and a lantern as well. Now, as a quick reminder of the luck system, all we've got to do really is we have to hit our skill or less in a dice roll with 2 dice. Obviously, we're at 12 luck at the moment, so we're not going to be able to be unlucky in this case, but every time you test your luck, your luck scoring decreases by 1, so the more times we use luck, the harder it will be to be lucky. So no matter what we roll here, we're going to be lucky anyway, so we are indeed lucky. We rolled a 5. So I'm just going to move our stuff down there. You manage to leap quickly backwards before a pit opens. You reach the junction and continue eastwards. You follow the passage eastwards for several meters, then it turns to the north. Shortly, you reach another junction where you may either go straight on, or you may turn right into an eastwards passage that soon turns north. So, either straight on north, or we turn right, and then north again. So like a little L junction, as it were. I've got a feeling we should go straight on. Let's go straight on. Okay. The passage ends in a wooden door trimmed in iron. Various inscriptions adorn the door, but none make any sense to you. You listen, but hear nothing. You may either open the door, or return to the junction. Let's open it. Ooh. How interesting. What's that image there? Some sort of wizard's office of sorts, perhaps. Yeah, interesting. The door opens into a small room, comfortably furnished with a table, several chairs, and a large bookcase which covers one wall. Seated at the table is an old man with a long grey beard, and squatting on the old man's shoulder is a small winged beast. This creature is no more than 6 centimeters tall. It has 2 arms and legs. Its skin is a dusty grey colour. It has tiny sharp white teeth, and its wings are folded behind its back. The old man says nothing as you walk in through the door, but he beckons you over to sit down at the table. He is tossing in his hand 2 small white objects. I imagine they're probably dice. So, what will we do? Will you sit down as he requests, leave the room and return to the junction, or draw your sword and rush forward? Well, he's obviously a very learned individual with his bookcase, as you can see there. He's probably some form of wizard if he's an old man, the stereotype there. So I think the hero's first instance would probably be to sit down as he requests. The old man does not look up from the table, but his devilish little pet eyes you suspiciously, and starts chatting in a small, squeaky voice. The old man grunts and asks whether you are a game for a wager. Will you accept? You may only do so if you have at least 1 gold piece. Well, we've got 25, so we've got quite a few. If so, turn to 130. If not, you may either leave the room or attack the man. Yeah, let's play. The old man asks your stake. You may bet between 1 and 20 gold pieces, but not more than you possess. He tosses the white dice, and he has been playing with you, and asks you to roll. Once you have decided how many gold dice you wish to play, each of you will roll 2 dice. If your total is higher, you win the amount of your stake from the old man. If his total is higher, you lose your stake. You may continue for as long as you have gold pieces. Let's bet. Let's do a nice even 4 gold pieces. Let's see what we can lost our bet. No problem. I reckon we'll leave. Obviously this isn't our game, clearly. Let's leave. You arrive back at the junction, and this time take the passageway to the east. The passageway runs for several paces eastwards and then turns north. Well, if you ever wanted to check our chance again in another playthrough, we know that going straight north is to this old man's library. Ooh, okay. The passageway ends in a door. You press your ear to it and listen but hear nothing. Trying the handle, you find that the door opens to a large square room. The room is completely bare, but the floor is covered in a mosaic of tiles. 2 shapes stand out on the floor: star-shaped tiles and hand-shaped tiles. The door on the opposite wall is the only way through. Will you? Walk across the room to the door. Walk across the room stepping only on stars. Walk across the room stepping only on hands. Well, we've had no clues that I'm aware of that indicate that we have to step on either stars or hands, but I wouldn't say walking just across the room in general is a wise choice there. Unless if they're trying to be, they're making us paranoid perhaps. My gut is to say stars, but I actually don't know in this instance. Let's try stars. You tiptoe precariously across the room to the door in the north wall, and you open the door and proceed through it. Well, I think stars, whatever the option was obviously the right one, so I just went with the logic here that hands, you don't normally walk across a room using your hands, so that was kind of my gut instinct there. The passageway ahead runs northwards, and you follow this until you reach another junction. Here you may either turn northwards or westwards. Now I'm going to put another bookmark here, just so we've got an auto save there. Should we go with the left theory? Oh, let's go westwards again. 69. Somewhere along the passage, the corridor bends round the north, and you follow it until you reach another junction. At this junction, you see an arrow cut into the rock, pointing to the north, and you decide to try this direction. 244. Okay. The passage runs northwards, and ahead you can hear the splashing of an underground river. Ah, I think this is what was mentioned in the background description of the mountain. The air becomes cool and fresh. You soon reach a wide opening of a riverbank, but despair as you look across to see there's no way through on the other side. To the east of the river flows through a cave in the rock. You may sit, rest and eat provisions if you wish, or continue by what seems to be the only way forward, jumping into the river and swimming downstream. Jumping into the river? I wonder if we sit and rest and perhaps some boat or something will come our way. Because remember there was a ferryman that was mentioned. We've got 9 provisions, we could sit and rest. I mean, we're only on 17 out of 20, I mean, still pretty decent. But if we rest, it may give us another option perhaps. Let's sit and rest. Oh goodness. You squat on the sandy bank as you prepare your meal. You notice movement in the sand a couple meters to your left. The movement becomes quite turbulent and you spring to your feet, sword at the ready. Suddenly, a large tubular head breaks through the surface, twists around into the air, and picks up your scent. The smooth, segmented body of a giant sandworm rears up and sways over into your direction. As it does so, a large orifice with short, spiky teeth opens in what must be its head. You must fight. So, that wasn't the best decision. But, you never know, we may find some artifact or something after we've defeated the creature. So, the giant sandworm has 7 stamina and 7 skill. Now, I'm sure you know the rules already of the skill, but essentially, +7 for the skill. For the giant sandworm, we get +11, given our skill level, and we've got to roll dice, and whoever has the higher total in total wins that round. So, he scored 8, I scored 8, he scored 9, but we still beat him overall. That's 5. 20. Got him in the bottom there. Ah, nice roll there. 11. Yep. Go at his side there. So now we've got the option to escape. Look, that does occasionally happen. There's a blue button there. We have the option to escape and retreat if we wanted to. That does happen depending on the creature, but we're nearing defeat. You know, his defeat now, so I reckon we should finish him off. Yep, we are triumphant. And as it says here, if you want to escape after 3 attack rounds, you may dive into the river and swim downstream. But we have bested this gargantuan horror. Panting after the struggle, you sit down to collect yourself and finish the provisions you started. You regain 4 stamina points. When you are finished, you pack your bag and wade into the stream. Okay. Now, let's just check our stats. Yep, we're back on full. 20 out of 20, 11 out of 11 skill, and we've used 1 luck already, so 11 out of 12. So we're doing ever so well on that. So, the current washes you onto the south bank. Ah, this is the ferryman. As you can see, very dark. There's a bell there, and some really creaky looking dock, and some form of raft or something on the beach. You are on the south bank of an underground river, facing across its black depths. There appears to be 4 ways of crossing. To your left, a rusted bell bears a sign, "Ferry service, 2 gold pieces, please ring." There's a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it. You could punt across the river. A rickety old bridge crosses on the right hand side. If you don't trust any of these, you also may swim across. How will you cross the river? To ring the bell and call the ferryman? To try punting across the river? If you wish to risk using the old bridge, which I thought was a dock initially, turn to 209. Or if you think swimming is the best option, turn to 316. Now I'm pretty sure that the old man that we rescued insisted on making sure we had money for the ferryman, which makes me think that that probably is the best option. I am going to go for that one, but I'm curious to think, what would the other 3 options entail? I presume swimming would probably be a bad idea entirely, and may even end our adventure. Punting is probably very risky, we probably might lose equipment, and the old bridge, well, it might be another area if we explore it, but there'll probably be risks there too. So let's call the ferryman and ring the bell, shall we? We've got 2 gold pieces. We only lost 4 gold pieces to that one old guy as well. The bell gives a dull clang, and after a few moments you see a withered old man climb into a small rowing boat moored on the north bank. He rows slowly across to you, moors the boat and limps towards you. He asks you for 3 gold pieces. When you protest at the price, he mumbles some flimsy excuse about inflation. He begins to get angry at your protestations. Do you pay him 3 gold pieces or threaten him? Well, I wouldn't threaten a guy who knows how to cross this river. Clearly he's paid well for it, and he has every right to raise his prices if he's the only one that can provide that service. So let's pay him the 3 gold pieces, I reckon. He calms down, takes the gold, and rows you across the north bank. After mooring the boat, he ambles off down a passageway, turns to 7. Okay, there you go then. So I think that warrants an autosave, I think, after here. You've arrived on the north bank of a fast-flowing river in a large underground cabin. Okay, I think we're going to save here. Okay. Facing northwards, the rock face is smooth and glistening with moisture. Moss of many different hues grows on the surface. There is an eerie silence punctuated only by the splashing of the river as it flows behind you. We have 3 options now, guys. Okay, so a passage runs off to the northwest. If you take this route, turn to 271. A large timber door is directly in front of you in the middle of the rock face. If you open the door, turn to 104. Alternatively, another passage runs out along the river eastwards. To follow along the riverbank, turn to 99. Goodness, so 3 options now, and I think that's our first direction on the first option. Then that isn't actually north or west; it's northwest. It's diagonal as well. So I'm curious. I'm glad we've auto-saved here. The riverbank, perhaps along eastwards, might be quite an interesting one to go down. Would you choose the same option? Let's go eastwards. The passageway runs eastwards ahead, and you can see that a solid-looking door blocks the passage. You step up to investigate. A sign above the door reads Boat House. The door is firmly locked, but a small barred window allows you to look inside. You can see a number of skeleton men working on building a boat of some sort. Oh, so undead, I see. They move in a series of quick, jerky actions, rather insect-like. If you have a key clearly labelled Boathouse, turn to 80. If you want to try and break the door down, turn to 264. Or if you want to return to the riverbank and try another route, turn to 129. I presume if we had killed the ferryman, we probably would have got the key. But I imagine that, yeah, we couldn't really risk travelling another way, so I reckon, yeah, let's break the door down. We're here, aren't we? Oh, okay. There is no other way you are going to charge the door down, as it's 12 centimetres of solid oak. You bruise your sword arm at the attempt and you lose 1 skill. Oh, okay. That was a bad option for us. You can only get through the door if you have the boathouse key, otherwise you will have to return to the riverbank. Which is what we've got to do, unfortunately. It's a shame. Lost the skill there. You return to the riverbank and decide to try the door in the middle of the rock face. Still, we're lucky to have as high a skill as we do. You find yourself in a short narrow passageway with a door ahead to the north. You try this door. Okay, so we can't go northwest now, we've tried the east, okay. Okay, the door squeaks open on rusty hinges. The room is dark and your eyes begin to adjust as you close the door behind you. You hear a shuffling in the room, but before you can react, a blow to the head knocks you senseless. You lose 2 stamina points. If you are alive, which we are, turn to 122. Ooh, hello. Who are these people? Are they skeletons? I can't quite tell. You awaken with a throbbing head and look around. The room is about 8 metres square, with doors to the north and south. You have been dumped in the southwest corner. Standing motionless in the centre of the room are 4 men. At least they appear to be men. Their skin is a greeny grey colour. Their clothes are tattered and torn, and they are all staring vacantly at the ceiling. One carries a club, one a scythe, one an axe, and one a pick. They are ignoring you completely. Around the room are various peasant-style weapons, pitchforks, axe handles, pointed sticks, etc. 1 or 2 shields, several barrels. In the northeast corner is a human corpse with a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. You move your hand up to your hand. What's that? You move your hand up to your hand to feel for signs of blood. Okay, to your other hand, I imagine that must be. To feel for signs of blood. And you are relieved to find you are not bleeding. But as your hand moves, the strange creatures in the centre of the room turn their eyes down towards you. Do you try to talk to them? I wouldn't do that. Jump to your feet and charge at them with your sword? Well, I wouldn't do that either, because the guy with a sword and shield is dead in the room. So obviously the sword and shield obviously didn't work against them. So let's get out of here. Let's go for the south door. Oh gosh, okay. Your head hurts and you feel dizzy as you rise to your feet. The four men stir into action and move towards you in a single file with their weapons ready. You grope your way down the wall for the south door, but it will be touch and go whether you make it. Your foot slips on a loose pebble and you fall to the ground. Before you can regain your footing, the creatures are already upon you. Okay, here we go, guys. The four creatures shuffling towards you are mindless zombies. Their vacant eyes suggest that their actions are controlled by a will which is not their own. You are still too dizzy to think properly, but you must act quickly. The first zombie reaches you and prepares to swing its club. Right, we've got to face 4 of the creatures now. So this is going to be quite a long battle scene, guys, so bear with me. Let's get going with this. Let's fight. Okay, first zombie, 7 skill, 6 stamina. Let's fight. So we're only on 10 skill now, because we injured it at the door when we tried to get into the boathouse. Okay, we've hit the zombie. Clearly our weapons are nothing magical to kill the zombies then, which is rather good, but still though, must be a tough fight this. Max 12, that's really good. 1 zombie down. Zombie with the scythe, 6 stamina, 6 skill. Another hit. Very good. Let's finish him off. Yes. 3rd zombie with an axe now. 5 stamina, so slightly weaker, but same skill level. 19. Yep, another hit. Good. We've got some good rolls there. And the last one, zombie with a pickaxe. Or a pick for short. Hit. Another hit. Ah, he hit us. Crescent shield. It reduced our damage there. That was really good. Only 1 damage we got from that because of the shield. And finally, we are triumphant. So we did actually defeat all of them. That was quite the challenge there, guys. Let's continue. The poor wretches lying dead at your feet almost look happy to be relieved of the burden of life. But as you look down at them, you sense that you are not the only one who knew of their deaths. You feel lucky to have survived against so many foes. You gain 2 luck points. Well, that's good. Looking around the room, there are a few things you could investigate. Okay, there seems to be 3 options. To look more closely at the weapons lying on the ground and around, to examine the dead body in the northeast corner, or to investigate the barrels. Let's investigate the barrels, shall we? The barrels contain a clear brown liquid. You sniff it, it smells like rum. You taste it, it is rum. You cup your hands, pour some in, and take a swig. You gasp, by golly, it's good. Restore 6 points of stamina and 1 luck. Nice. A noise startles you, prompting you to leave the room quickly. You walk up and investigate the north door. Okay. We'll checkpoint here, because I don't think we want to face the full zombies again anytime soon. The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. The room is very large. At one end of the altar is an altar, and various coffins are strewn around the room. There is a door behind you in the south wall, and also one in the west wall. If you want to investigate the room further, turn 254. If this place gives you the creeps, you can leave via the west door. Turn to 380. Let's have a look at the image. Doesn't it not scream that some creature's gonna come at us like a vampire or something? But the fact we've already faced 4 zombies makes me think that these coffins might have been the coffins of the undead, and maybe that's who was resurrected. So maybe raw in the clear. I think he would investigate. Okay. The silence is deathly. A slow drip startles you as you creep around the coffins. The altar is ornately carved and studded with jewels. Beautifully woven drapes hang from the walls, although they are threadbare in place. There are 3 coffins in the room. A creaking noise makes you whirl around, and the light from the lantern falls on the largest coffin. It is opening. As you watch, a tall man with a white face sits upright. His eyes open and fall on you. His expression changes from one of tranquility to one of abject hate. His mouth opens and a terrifying hiss comes from his throat. His teeth are wolf-like and he beckons you to come over. Of course I would predict vampires, and I think this is probably what it is. Approach him as he wishes? No, I think that would be really silly. Draw your sword and prepare to fight. Now I'm not sure if our weapons would actually be of any use here. I think all we've got to do, guys, is run, because I don't think we can actually attack with anything else in our bag here. Maybe a lantern, perhaps. Let's try that. Okay. The creature you are facing is a vampire. You have few offensive options. Your sword will do real little damage here. A silver crucifix will hold it at bay but will not kill it. If you have a crucifix, you may use it to escape through the west door. If you are determined to kill the vampire, you must overpower it and drive a wooden stake through its heart. We have none of these, guys. I think we might be, yeah. As you swing your sword at the creature, it reaches out and catches the bait in its hand. Your weapon is almost ineffective against the considerable strength of this creature. You must realise this and panic, but you must fight on. If you wish to escape, you may only do so after 6 attack rounds. Okay, guys, well, let's see if we can hold it at bay at the very least. Okay, guys, this is going to be quite a formidable foe here. 10 stamina and 10 skill. We're on 10 skill currently, so we're evenly matched. We have got twice as much stamina now we've had our food, so let's see what we can do here, guys. Whoop, good start. 12 max. We might be able to defeat him this way. That was another good roll. Okay, tied there, so I think we both miss. Another hit from us. Quite a creature. But we are beating him, and I think we may have just done it. Wow, that was actually quite lucky for us. We beat a vampire. The body on the floor turns visibly older in front of your eyes. The face looks 50, then 90, then well over 100 years old. The skin rots and the eyes decompose as you watch. You notice a movement coming from the creature's chest. As the remnants of the vampire decay, a small black face breaks from its chest. It resembles a small black strew. But as it frees itself and unfurls its wings, you realise it is a bat. You lunge at it, but it flaps away into the darkness. You receive 3 luck for defeating the vampire. Wow, 3 luck, eh? Goodness. You search the whole chamber and quickly remember there are several other coffins there, and find 30 gold pieces in total. You also discover a book and a Y-shaped stick. You may take these items, but only if you leave behind one item of equipment you are already carrying. If you wish to choose an item to leave behind, or you can leave through the west door. Now, what items could we actually leave behind? Silky black glove, perhaps? Is that of any significance to us? Or maybe we can leave perhaps the crescent shield behind, because I don't think that's actually very helpful. You shuffle around your items in the backpack to decide what to discard. We could actually leave behind provisions, actually. Yeah, only 1 provision, that's fine. You are in a narrow east-west corridor. Looking westwards, you can see a crossroads ahead of you. You go on to the crossroads. North, west, or south, guys. Goodness. 48 gold pieces, that's a lot. a Y-shaped stick, book, lantern, a silky black glove, and a dragonfire spell. 10 out of 11 skill because we busted our hand on that door. And we've still got our crescent shield, but we've just got 1 less provisions. Doing pretty well, guys, I think. We've got quite a lot of equipment here. So, let's continue here. So, actually, I think I'm going to call it a day here for this part, alright? But next time, we will continue. We've got 3 options ahead of us, north, west or south. Which one would you choose? And please, if you liked the video, just like it in the description or subscribe. I'll be having more of these books I'll be playing through, and there's other videos that I also do on my channel, such as self-help videos and personal development too, and there'll be other videos that I'll be getting on and doing as well. So feel free to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, bye.